My boss publicly insulted me to impress a client. He didn't realize I already owned half his business. Hello everyone. Before we dive into Ava's incredible story of betrayal and triumph, drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. We love our global community. If you're ready for an inspiring tale of justice, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with someone who needs motivation, and turn on notifications for more empowering stories. Daniel Rothman's voice cuts through my presentation like a knife. Let the adults handle this, Ava. The conference room freezes. I'm mid-sentence, showing our marketing strategy to Henderson Industries, our biggest potential client. My finger hovers over the laptop touchpad. The words I practiced all week die in my throat. Mr. Henderson chuckles awkwardly. Daniel grins, leaning back in his leather chair like he just told the funniest joke. My cheeks burn. The other executives stare at their papers, avoiding my eyes. Sarah from accounting coughs quietly. I apologize, Daniel continues, waving his hand dismissively at my presentation. Ava means well, but let me show you what we're really capable of. He stands up, buttoning his expensive suit jacket. My legs feel weak. I should say something. Fight back. But my voice is trapped somewhere deep inside. I gather my papers with shaking hands and return to my seat. Daniel takes over my presentation, using my slides, my research, my ideas. Mr. Henderson nods approvingly now. Nobody acknowledges what just happened. Nobody defends me. But Daniel doesn't know something. Something that would make his smug smile disappear forever. I own 50% of Rothman and Vale Consulting. And he has no idea. I lock myself in the women's restroom, gripping the cold porcelain sink. My reflection stares back, flushed cheeks, humiliated eyes. I hear footsteps and voices outside the door. Did you see what Daniel did to Ava? It's Jennifer from HR. Brutal. Another voice responds. He totally destroyed her in front of everyone. She should just quit. I would. Their words sting worse than Daniel's insult. I wait until they leave before splashing cold water on my face. My phone buzzes in my pocket. Victor Vale's name appears on the screen. My godfather. The brother of the company's late co-founder. Ava, honey, are you okay? His voice is gentle but concerned. How did you know? I whisper. Sarah called me. Daniel's gone too far this time. I close my eyes, fighting back tears. Victor has protected my secret for 3 years, that I'm the anonymous shareholder who inherited my mother's stake in the company. It's time you stepped out of the shadows, Victor says firmly. Are you ready to stop hiding? My reflection looks different now. Stronger. Angrier. Yes, I breathe. I'm ready. That night, I sit in Victor's study surrounded by old photographs. He hands me a leather folder I've seen before, but never fully understood. Your mother saved this company, Victor begins, pointing to a photo of my mom standing between the two founders. 20 years ago, when Rothman and my brother were on the verge of bankruptcy, she invested everything she had. In return, she got 50% ownership. I trace my mother's face in the photograph. She died when I was 15. I never knew about her business ventures. When she passed, the shares transferred to you under the Vale Trust. We kept it confidential so you could learn the business naturally, without pressure or prejudice. Victor's eyes grow serious. But Daniel's become reckless. His arrogance could destroy everything your mother built. I flip through documents, legal papers, stock certificates, board meeting minutes. My name appears over and over. Ava Morgan, principal shareholder, Vale Trust. Daniel treats this company like his personal kingdom, I say quietly. He's forgotten it was built on someone else's sacrifice. Victor nods. So what do you want to do about it? I close the folder carefully. I want to remind him. Monday morning, everyone expects me to quit. I see it in their surprised faces when I walk through the office doors. Daniel doesn't even glance up from his desk as I pass. I head straight to my cubicle and check my emails. There's one from Daniel's assistant marked urgent. Waverly account failing, needs immediate attention. I click it open. Waverly Tech is the struggling account Daniel mentioned last month. The same client who witnessed my humiliation at Henderson Industries. Most people would avoid this mess. But I see an opportunity. I spend the morning reviewing Waverly's file. They're unhappy because Daniel promised services we haven't delivered. He's been too busy chasing bigger fish to care about their smaller contract. The account manager quit 2 weeks ago, and nobody took over. I draft an email to Mr. Chun at Waverly Tech, introducing myself, and requesting a meeting to discuss their concerns. Within an hour he responds. Finally, someone who cares. Wednesday at 2. I confirm immediately. At lunch, Sarah sits beside me in the cafeteria. Ava, you came back. Why wouldn't I? I ask calmly. She looks uncomfortable. After what happened, most people would've run away. I finish. I'm not most people, Sarah. Wednesday afternoon, I meet Mr. Chun at his downtown office. He's a soft-spoken man in his 50s, clearly frustrated. Miss Morgan, Rothman and Vale promised us a complete digital transformation. We've received half-finished reports and missed deadlines for 3 months. He slides a folder across his desk. I'm considering terminating our contract. I review the documents carefully. Daniel's team did sloppy work, generic strategies with no real insight. This client deserves better. Mr. Chun, I apologize for how you've been treated. You trusted us and we failed you. I pull out my laptop. I've prepared a revised strategy based on your specific needs. May I show you? For the next hour, I walk him through a detailed plan I created in 2 days. His expression gradually changes from skeptical to impressed. This is exactly what we needed from the beginning, he says finally. Why wasn't this presented before? Because the wrong people were handling your account, I answer honestly. If you give us another chance, I'll personally oversee everything. Mr. Chun considers this, then picks up his phone. Let me call Daniel directly. My heart races as he dials. I hear Daniel's voice through the speaker. Chun, good to hear from you. I'm continuing our contract, but only if Miss Morgan leads our account. Otherwise, we're done. Silence. Then, of course, whatever you prefer. Mr. Chun hangs up, smiling. I look forward to working with you, Miss Morgan. I barely return to my desk before Daniel storms over. His face is red, jaw clenched tight. People nearby pretend to work while clearly listening. My office. Now. His voice is low and dangerous. I follow him calmly. He slams the door behind us. What game are you playing? Daniel leans against his desk, arms crossed. You went behind my back to a client I was managing? You weren't managing anything. I reply evenly. You abandoned Waverly 3 months ago. I saved the account. You don't save anything without my permission. He's shouting now. You're a junior consultant. You follow orders. You don't make executive decisions. I meet his eyes without flinching. The client specifically requested me. Because you manipulated him. Daniel's hands clench into fists. I don't know what you're trying to prove, but this little rebellion ends now. I can make you completely irrelevant here. One word from me, and you're finished. The old me would have apologized. Would have backed down. But that version of Ava died in the conference room last week. I smile softly. You already did, Daniel. You made me irrelevant in front of Henderson Industries. Remember? His eyes narrow dangerously. Get out. Over the next 2 weeks, everything shifts. Word spreads about how I rescued the Waverly account. Other consultants start asking for my advice on their projects. Even Mr. Henderson from Henderson Industries emails me directly, impressed by what he's heard. But the biggest change happens in the boardroom. During the monthly meeting, board member Patricia Walsh questions Daniel's leadership decisions. We're seeing unusual patterns, missed opportunities, client dissatisfaction. What's your explanation? Daniel deflects smoothly, blaming market conditions and difficult clients. But I notice Victor watching silently from his seat, taking notes. After the meeting, I find Daniel in his office, laptop open, scrolling through files. He's researching me. I can see my personnel file on his screen. Looking for something? I ask from the doorway. He closes the laptop quickly. Just reviewing team performance. Really? Because it looked like you were investigating me. Daniel stands straightening his tie. You're becoming a problem, Ava. Problems need solving. That night, I receive an alert on my phone. Someone accessed the sealed records of my connection to the Vale family. The files are encrypted, but Daniel's getting closer to my secret. I text Victor. He's digging. Victor's response is immediate. Let him. He'll never guess the truth. The next morning, a strange email appears in my inbox. No subject line. The message reads, he's digging. Don't let him find the trust document. Be careful. It's signed simply RV. I stare at the screen confused. RV. Who inside the company knows about the Vale Trust besides Victor and the legal team? I forward it to Victor, who calls immediately. I didn't send that, he confirms. But whoever did is on your side. Should I be worried? No. Be smart. Someone's watching your back. The rest of the week passes tensely. Daniel's treating me coldly, assigning me meaningless tasks while my successful projects continue gaining attention. Other employees whisper when we're in the same room. Friday afternoon, Sarah stops by my desk. Ava, the annual gala is next week. Are you going? Every year, Rothman and Vale hosts a corporate gala for clients and investors. It's Daniel's favorite event, a chance to show off. I wasn't planning on it, I admit. You should come, Sarah insists. Show everyone you're not intimidated. She's right. Hiding won't solve anything. Okay, I say. I'll be there. I don't know it yet, but that gala will change everything. The ballroom glitters with chandeliers and expensive suits. I wear a simple black dress, hoping to blend in. But Daniel spots me immediately. Ava. He approaches with a champagne glass, smiling like we're old friends. A group of investors stands nearby, watching. Gentlemen, this is Ava Morgan, one of our hardest working consultants. His tone is dripping with fake praise. Y senza di trap. Tell them, Ava. Daniel continues loudly. How did you manage to save the Waverly account? The investors lean in, genuinely interested. I start explaining my strategy, but Daniel interrupts. She means she got lucky, he says with a laugh. Sometimes simple approaches work for simple clients. He turns to the investors, lowering his voice just enough for me to hear. Between us, Waverly wasn't exactly a challenging account. The investors chuckle. My cheeks burn. He's doing it again, diminishing my work, making me small. But this time, my phone is recording in my pocket. Later, I slip into the restroom and save the audio file. My hands shake with anger and something else, satisfaction. The next morning, the clip mysteriously appears on the company's internal network. I don't know who posted it, but suddenly everyone's heard Daniel's condescending words. By Monday, the recording has spread everywhere. Employees share it in hushed conversations. Someone forwards it to several clients. Even the local business blog picks it up. Rothman and Vale CEO caught mocking employee and client. Daniel's phone rings constantly. His assistant looks terrified. I watch from my desk as he paces his office, shouting into his cell phone. At noon, he storms out and points at me. You leaked that recording. I didn't, I say honestly. I didn't post it. I only recorded it. You're trying to sabotage me. His voice carries across the entire floor. This is corporate warfare, and you're going to regret it. Patricia Walsh appears from the elevator, her expression stern. Daniel, my office. Now. He glares at me once more before following her. 20 minutes later, I receive an email from the board secretary. Emergency board meeting scheduled. Your presence is requested. My heart pounds. Junior consultants don't attend board meetings. Sarah rushes over. Ava, what's happening? I don't know, I whisper. But that's a lie. Deep down, I know exactly what's happening. The walls are closing in on Daniel. And my secret is about to explode into the open. The boardroom feels enormous. 10 board members sit around the mahogany table. Daniel sits at the head, confident despite the crisis. I take a seat near the door, feeling out of place. Miss Morgan, Patricia begins, thank you for joining us. We're discussing recent events and wanted your perspective. Before I can respond, Daniel interrupts. With all respect, Patricia, why is a junior consultant at a board meeting? She doesn't belong here. Several board members look uncomfortable. But then the video screen flickers to life. Victor appears, calling in remotely from his home. Good afternoon, everyone, Victor says calmly. His eyes find mine across the screen. Before we proceed with standard business, there's an important matter to address. The co-owner of Rothman and Vale needs to speak. Daniel laughs. Victor, you're the co-owner. So speak. I'm not talking about me, Daniel. Victor's expression is serious. He looks directly at me through the camera. Ava. The room goes completely silent. Every eye turns to me. My mouth feels dry. Daniel's smile fades. What is this? I stand slowly, my legs shaking. My mother saved this company 20 years ago. Her investment earned her 50% ownership. Those shares transferred to me under the Vale Trust when she passed away. Gasps echo around the table. Patricia drops her pen. Daniel's face drains of all color, turning paper white. That's impossible, Daniel whispers. Those shares were. Victor, you told me they were dissolved. I never said that, Victor responds calmly from the screen. I said they were held in trust. You assumed that meant they were gone. One board member flips through papers frantically. This changes the entire power structure. If Ava owns 50%. She does, Victor confirms. I have all the documentation. Legal verified it years ago when the trust transferred. Daniel stands abruptly, his chair scraping loudly. This is a setup. She's been plotting against me from the beginning. No, I say firmly, surprised by the strength in my voice. I've been learning the business. Working hard. Earning respect the right way. You're the one who created this situation, Daniel. You humiliated me, undermined my work, and treated this company like your personal kingdom. Patricia clears her throat. In light of this revelation, I move that we conduct an independent audit of all executive spending and major contracts from the past 3 years. Seconded. Another board member says quickly. Daniel's eyes widen with panic. That's completely unnecessary. My record is spotless. Then you have nothing to worry about. I interrupt quietly. The board votes. It's unanimous except for Daniel's vote. The audit begins immediately. For 3 days, financial investigators comb through every expense report, every contract, every decision Daniel made. I continue working on my projects, but everyone treats me differently now. Some with respect, others with suspicion. Thursday afternoon. I'm reviewing the Waverly account when an email appears from an unknown sender. The subject line reads, "You need to see this." I click cautiously. It's a detailed spreadsheet showing Daniel's spending over 3 years. Luxury trips labeled as client meetings. Expensive gifts for personal friends charged as business development. Mysterious bonuses he approved for himself without board consent. At the bottom a note. There's more. Keep digging. RV. I forwarded immediately to Patricia and Victor. Within an hour, Patricia calls me. Ava, where did you get this? Someone sent it anonymously. But it matches what the auditors are finding, doesn't it? She's quiet for a moment. Yes. It's damning. But there's something else. We found evidence of fund transfers to an offshore account. Daniel's been moving company money. My stomach drops. That's embezzlement. We need proof of who sent you this information. It could be critical for the investigation. That night, I work late trying to trace the mysterious RV emails. The IP address is blocked. Professional encryption. Whoever this person is, they know how to stay hidden. My phone buzzes. Another email. Tomorrow he strikes back. Be ready. While this story is intense, if you're invested in Ava's journey, show your support. Hit that like button right now. Share this with anyone facing workplace challenges. Haven't subscribed yet? Do it now and ring that notification bell so you never miss powerful stories like this. Drop your location in the comments. Where are you watching from? Friday morning, I arrived to find Daniel's assistant, Margaret, waiting by my desk. Her eyes are red from crying. They fired me, she says shakily. Daniel found out I've been documenting his behavior. Every inappropriate comment, every financial irregularity. I sent copies to the board. My heart sinks. Margaret, I'm so sorry. Don't be. I wanted to help. He's been awful for years, treating people like garbage. She presses a USB drive into my hand. One more thing. His personal offshore account information. I found it last night in his files before he locked me out. Your RV, I breathe. Regina Vale. You're related to Victor's daughter, she confirms. I changed my last name to keep distance from the company politics. But I couldn't watch Daniel destroy what my father built. She hugs me quickly. Finish this, Ava. For all of us, he's hurt. After she leaves, I plug in the USB drive. The evidence is irrefutable. Bank statements showing over $2 million transferred from company accounts to Daniel's private holdings. I send everything to Victor and Patricia. Then I sit back, waiting for the explosion. It comes 30 minutes later. Daniel storms through the office, shouting my name. You think you can destroy me? Daniel yells, standing in the middle of the office while everyone watches. I built this company. I made it profitable. You're just hiding behind your mother's old investment. Security arrives, trying to calm him. But Daniel's not finished. That offshore account? Completely legal. Business reserves for international expansion. You're twisting innocent decisions into some conspiracy. Patricia emerges from her office. Daniel, you need to leave. Now. The board is meeting in an hour, and your presence is no longer required. You can't remove me. I'm the CEO. You're the CEO who violated his fiduciary duty, Patricia says coldly. We have 6 months of evidence. It's over. Daniel's eyes find mine across the office. The hatred there is intense, frightening. You haven't won, Ava. I'll bury you in lawsuits. I'll expose you as a fraud who manipulated everyone. That night, Victor warns me over the phone. Daniel hired an aggressive legal team. They're going to fight dirty. Let them, I say, surprised by my own confidence. We have the truth. Truth doesn't always win in court, Victor cautions. Be prepared for this to get ugly. He's right. The next morning, a process server appears at my apartment. Daniel's suing me for defamation, claiming I fabricated evidence and conspired to steal his position. The lawsuit explodes across social media. Business blogs pick up the story. CEO battles secret co-owner in corporate showdown. Daniel gives interviews painting himself as the victim of a hostile takeover. At the office, people avoid me in the hallways. Some believe Daniel's story, that I'm an opportunist who manipulated my way into power. Others stand by me quietly, but fear being associated with the controversy. Sarah sits with me at lunch. How are you holding up? Honestly, I'm exhausted. I thought proving ownership would be enough. Now I'm fighting just to defend what's rightfully mine. For what it's worth, most people know Daniel's lying. We've seen how he operates. But public opinion is fickle. Daniel's social media posts get thousands of supportive comments. Mine get criticized. She's destroying a good man's career. Typical corporate backstabbing. Money-hungry opportunist. That evening, I meet with our lawyers. They spread documents across the conference table. The case is strong in your favor, lead attorney James Harrington explains. Your trust is ironclad. But Daniel's lawyers are questioning your mother's original investment, claiming she didn't have the capital to make such a large stake. That's absurd. The paperwork proves everything. They're going to make this painful, James warns. Character attacks, media manipulation. Can you handle it? I think about my mother, who risked everything to save this company. About Margaret, who lost her job for telling the truth. Yes, I say firmly. I can handle it. The courtroom is packed with reporters and curious onlookers. I sit beside James while Daniel's legal team smugly arranges their materials. Daniel himself looks confident, almost bored. His lawyer, a sharp-faced woman named Carla Simpson, presents their case. Your Honor, Miss Morgan claims ownership based on documents that cannot be properly verified. We believe these papers were forged to support an elaborate fraud. My hands clench in my lap. James stands calmly. Your Honor, we have the original Vail Trust documents, signed by both founders 20 years ago. These were filed with the state and verified by 3 independent legal firms. Additionally, we have bank records showing Mrs. Morgan's initial investment. Carla Simpson smirks. Convenient documents that mysteriously appear only now, when Miss Morgan wants power. The judge examines our evidence carefully. Minutes stretch like hours. Finally, she looks up. Miss Simpson, these documents appear legitimate and properly notarized. Unless you have specific evidence of forgery, this court recognizes Miss Morgan's 50% ownership. Daniel's face turns red. This is ridiculous. You're believing obvious lies. Mr. Rothman, the judge says sternly. Control yourself or leave my courtroom. Daniel stands abruptly, knocking over his chair. This isn't over, he hisses, glaring at me before storming out. His lawyers scramble to follow. The judge bangs her gavel. Case dismissed. Miss Morgan's ownership is upheld. Victory feels hollow. Outside the courthouse, reporters shout questions. I shield my face and push through to the waiting car. Victor sits inside, smiling. You did it, sweetheart. Did I? Daniel looked ready to kill someone. His reputation is destroyed. Clients are fleeing. The board wants him gone. Victor pats my hand. You won. But winning doesn't feel like I imagined. Over the next week, I watched Daniel unravel. He stops coming to the office. His social media goes dark. Rumors spread that he's drinking heavily, refusing to accept reality. Part of me feels pity. Yes, he humiliated me. Yes, he stole from the company. But seeing someone completely broken doesn't bring satisfaction, just sadness. Patricia calls me into her office. The board wants Daniel officially removed as CEO. We're offering you the position. Me? I'm 28 years old. You're also brilliant, ethical, and you saved this company twice now, once by heritage, once by competence. She smiles. Besides, you already own half of it. Might as well run it. I sit in stunned silence. CEO. The position Daniel wielded like a weapon. Can I do it differently? Better? I need time to think. Take the weekend, Patricia says. But Ava? You're ready. Trust yourself. That night, Daniel calls my cell phone. We need to talk. Please. We meet at a quiet coffee shop far from the office. Daniel looks terrible, unshaven, wrinkled clothes, dark circles under his eyes. He orders black coffee and sits across from me, hands shaking slightly. I'm sorry, he says quietly. For everything. The insults, the humiliation, the lawsuit. All of it. I study his face, searching for manipulation. But I only see brokenness. Why did you do it? I ask. Why treat people so badly when you had everything? Daniel stares into his coffee cup. Fear. Insecurity. I grew up poor, Ava. When I made it to CEO, I was terrified someone would expose me as a fraud. So I attacked first. Made everyone else feel small so I could feel big. He looks up, eyes wet. It was wrong. So wrong. For the first time, I see him as human. Flawed, damaged, but human. I'm offering you a deal, I say carefully. Stay on as a senior consultant. No executive power. Full transparency with the board. And you publicly admit your mistakes. Daniel's jaw tightens. You want me to humiliate myself? No. I want you to tell the truth. Take responsibility. Show people you can change. He stands abruptly. I can't do that. You're asking me to destroy myself. You already did that, Daniel. I'm offering you a chance to rebuild. He walks out without another word. The next morning, I arrive at the office to find Patricia waiting. The board met last night. Daniel's officially removed. We're announcing you as the new CEO today. My stomach flips. Already? The company needs stability. Reporters are downstairs. We're doing a press conference at 10. I barely have time to process before I'm standing behind a podium, cameras flashing, reporters shouting questions. Patricia introduces me, recounting my background and the ownership revelation. Then it's my turn. I grip the podium edges, heart racing. Good morning. I know this situation has been confusing and controversial. I want to be clear. I never sought power or recognition. I wanted to learn the business my mother helped save, to honor her legacy through hard work. I pause, choosing my next words carefully. Daniel Rothman did hurt me. He humiliated me publicly. But standing here seeking revenge would dishonor everything my mother believed in. She invested in this company because she believed in second chances and building something meaningful. A reporter raises her hand. Miss Morgan, what would you say to the man who humiliated you? I think about Daniel's broken face in the coffee shop, about the fear driving his cruelty, about my own journey from humiliation to power. I'd thank him, I say softly, because he taught me the value of knowing your worth. The clip goes viral. By evening, it's everywhere. News sites, social media, business blogs. Comments flood in. This is leadership. Grace under pressure. She's the real deal. But the attention feels overwhelming. I retreat to my apartment, turning off my phone, trying to process everything. A knock at my door startles me. I peer through the peephole. A courier holding an envelope. Inside is a handwritten letter on expensive stationery. Daniel's handwriting. Ava. Your grace today shamed me more than any lawsuit could. You offered me a lifeline, and I threw it back in your face because my pride mattered more than my redemption. I'm leaving the city, starting over somewhere nobody knows me. But before I go, I want to give you something. The remaining shares I held. I'm signing them over to you. Consider it my final apology. You were always better at this than I was. The company's in the right hands. Maybe someday I'll learn to lead like you, with dignity instead of fear. Dr. I read it 3 times, tears blurring the words. The next morning, a legal courier delivers the share transfer documents. Daniel kept his word. I call Victor. He gave me his shares. All of them. So now you own 75%, Victor says quietly. You don't just co-own Rothman and Vale anymore, Ava. You control it. I meet Daniel one final time at his request. He's standing outside his empty office, boxes packed, looking small and defeated. You didn't have to come, he says. I wanted to. I hand him a check. Severance. More than required. Enough to start fresh. Daniel stares at the check, then at me. Why would you do this? Because you were right about one thing. Everyone deserves a second chance. Just don't waste it. He nods slowly, tears streaming down his face. You know what the worst part is? I could have been like you. I could have led with integrity, but I chose fear instead. It's not too late to choose differently, I say gently. Daniel picks up his boxes. At the elevator, he turns back. You were always better at this than I was, Ava. even when I couldn't see it. The doors close. I watch the numbers descend, 10, 9, 8, until he's gone. Patricia appears beside me. You okay? Yeah. I think I am. I look around the office, my office now. Let's get to work. We have a company to rebuild. She smiles. Yes, we do. Where do we start? By treating people the way my mother would have wanted, with respect, fairness, and the belief that everyone has potential. Sounds like a good plan, boss. 6 months pass in a blur of changes. Under my leadership, Rothman and Vale transforms. I implement transparent financial reporting, fair promotion practices, and regular employee feedback sessions. The atmosphere shifts from fear-based to trust-based. Waverly Tech expands their contract, bringing in referrals. Henderson Industries returns, apologizing for their previous judgment. New clients appear, attracted by our reputation for integrity. Margaret returns as my executive assistant, finally using her real name, Regina Vale. She's brilliant at organizing and protecting the company culture we're building. Sarah gets promoted to senior consultant. You've changed everything, she tells me during a team lunch. People actually want to come to work now. The numbers prove it. Productivity up 20%, turnover down 60%, profits climbing steadily. But the real victory isn't financial. It's seeing people thrive. The young consultant who was too scared to share ideas now leads presentations confidently. The accountant who faced discrimination now mentors others. The employee who stayed silent during my humiliation now speaks up when something's wrong. One afternoon, I find an old note Victor left in my desk drawer. Power means nothing if you can't handle it with grace. I tape it to my computer monitor, a daily reminder. The company's 10th anniversary gala approaches. Unlike Daniel's show-off events, I want this celebration to honor everyone who makes Rothman and Vale great. We rent the same ballroom where Daniel humiliated me 9 months ago. But this time it's decorated simply, elegantly. No unnecessary extravagance. Just good food, good music, and genuine celebration. Employees arrive with their families. Clients mingle comfortably. The atmosphere feels warm, real. I stand backstage, smoothing my dress nervously. Regina appears beside me. Ready for your speech? Honestly, I'm terrified. Public speaking still makes me anxious. She squeezes my hand. You've got this. Just speak from your heart. The lights dim. Patricia introduces me. I walk onto the stage, the same stage where I once stood humiliated, and look out at hundreds of faces. But this time, they're smiling, supportive, proud. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. My voice shakes slightly, but I continue. When I started at Rothman and Vale, I was invisible. I didn't think I mattered. Someone very powerful made sure I felt small. The room is silent, listening. But something interesting happened when I stopped seeking approval and started trusting my worth. I found strength I didn't know existed. I pause, gathering courage for my next words. I don't believe in revenge. I continue, my voice growing stronger. I believe in revelation, revealing our true selves through our actions. Some people reveal themselves through kindness, others through cruelty, but we all have the choice. I look around the room, making eye contact with employees I've come to respect and care for. My mother taught me that power isn't about making others feel small. It's about lifting everyone up. This company exists because she believed in second chances, in building something meaningful, in treating people with dignity. Scattered applause begins, growing louder. So tonight, I want to thank each of you. Not for tolerating me or accepting me, but for showing up every day and doing excellent work. You make Rothman and Vale what it is. And together, we're going to keep building something that makes us all proud. The applause thunders through the ballroom. People stand. I see tears on some faces, smiles on others. As I step off the stage, Regina hugs me tight. Your mother would be so proud. Later, standing alone for a moment, I look at the commemorative plaque being unveiled. A new addition to the lobby. Rothman and Vale co-founded by Vision. Rebuilt by Dignity. I think about Daniel, wherever he is now, hopefully finding his own path to redemption. About my mother, whose sacrifice created this opportunity. About everyone who helped me find my voice. The music plays. Laughter fills the room. And for the first time since that horrible day in the conference room, I feel completely, genuinely at peace. Because I finally understand what my mother knew all along. True power isn't taken. It's earned through integrity, one decision at a time. And that's exactly what I plan to keep doing. Thank you for watching Ava's powerful transformation. We'd love to know, where did you watch this from? Drop your location in the comments. If this story inspired you, please subscribe to our channel, hit like, share it with your network, and activate notifications. Your support helps us bring more incredible stories. See you in the next one.